FConcept is a company well known for their high quality lens and camera adapters that can be had for a reasonable price tag. In this review we have one of their high-end adapters that will allow us to use modern Canon lenses on modern Sony A7 full frame cameras, and today we shall see what you get for your money and if it's worth getting at all. This adapter is part of the 4th generation of autofocus adapters offered by FConcept and can be had for around $150 at least at the time of this review. $150 is not a bad price considering the alternative adapters are well over double if not triple this price tag. In terms of the design, this adapter is more or less the same as the rest of the 4th generation of KF adapters. It has an all-metal body with a black coat of paint and a subtle orange line on the camera side mount body. However, the looks are not what's important here. We need to see what this adapter brings out to the table for the price paid. The Mark IV, in our case made for the Sony A7 camera bodies, and Canon EOS lenses will allow you to use any Canon autofocusing lens on any Sony A7 camera body, while retaining the good features of both worlds. Of course, I am talking about the image stabilization and optics of the Canon lenses with the electronic autofocus system detection present on the Sony body cameras, alongside focus picking and many more things. Other features found with this adapter are down to 3 things: a removable tripod mount for when you are using heavy lenses, an integrated micro USB port to easily upgrade and update the firmware of the adapter, and a button that switches the focus modes offered by the adapter. More of this one later. Starting with the tripod mount, it's made from solid metal and can be fortunately removed from the adapter if you desire. Now, why would you even want to remove it in the first place? Well, because if you are using a smaller lens and want to attach your camera body to the tripod mounting plate and use the body and the plate mounting systems together, then this tripod mount will interfere with the tripod plate, and thus you need to remove it. You even get the required hex key to remove the 2 screws holding the tripod mount attached, so that's nice. Moving on with the micro USB port, this is, as I've stated previously, used exclusively to update the firmware of the adapter and nothing more. Usually you'd need a firmware update for an adapter if there is an issue with the lens or the camera body not being compatible, otherwise you should leave the firmware of the adapter alone to prevent unwanted issues. And finally we have the C/P button, located on the side of the adapter. This button is used to switch between the focus modes of the adapter. However, most modern cameras will auto-configure the adapter themselves to use the correct focus mode for the lens and the camera combination. It is a good feature to have for the odd occasion when switching the focus mode is required to do manually. The usage of this adapter is easy and straightforward, as you'd use it just like you'd use a regular KF adapter. For starters, installing the adapter on the lens first is advisable to mitigate the stress on the camera body. And with the adapter installed on my Sony A7 Mark III, you can see that the Canon EOS 50mm f1.8 Mark III looks at home and nearly OEM. The autofocusing system works as intended and the camera software is tracking the subjects properly with different Canon EOS lenses attached. This of course will vary based on what lens you have, but it does work even with 1999 era lenses. In terms of the image quality, there is little to say here as it is based on what lens and camera combination you have. Fortunately, this adapter does not have any lenses inside, and thus whatever lens you decide to use will not be affected by added optics into the adapter. As for the battery drain, you will see an increase of battery usage with this adapter as you are essentially providing power to the lens for the autofocusing system and the image stabilization alongside the adapter itself, but the battery drain is barely noticeable and thus you shouldn't worry about it at all. The FConcept Mark IV adapter, or by its model name the KF06.466, is a great piece of kit and it works great. I've tested it with a few Canon EOS lenses and even a lens made in 1990, and the autofocusing system works just fine on all of them. The build quality is great and on the same level as the expensive adapters offered by other manufacturers. What's left is for you to decide if this adapter is the correct one for your application and ensure compatibility with both your lenses and the camera body. If you like this review, then you might consider subscribing for more, and if you want to support me in a direct way, then in the description below you will find the links for both the Patreon and the subscriber star pages of this channel.